Hey guys, I'm here again and I wanted to chit chat with you guys a little bit about a topic that I think a lot of people are interested in, especially in the beauty world, and that is Accutane and acne. And I was fortunate enough to go through the treatment, and I think it was a very significant choice that I made, and so I wanted to share it with you guys. And I'm sure there are a lot of you struggling with acne, and you may feel like you don't have any options, but there are. I'm not necessarily condoning this treatment. It is a heavy-duty treatment. You want to make sure your physician okays you, and you want to make sure the dermatologist okays you for it. They'll make sure you're healthy and that you're a good candidate. I started off with acne when I was probably middle school, early high school, and it became so bad that it was like that cystic, nodular kind of acne. I used to get it like right around the chin mostly, but it was under the skin and it was inflamed and painful. Like my skin just hurt all the time. I just constantly had some flare-up. And once it really did start getting painful, I started being like, okay, I really need to do something about this. So I went to my doctor and I went through a whole lot of hoops. They gave me a bunch of topical treatments like Differin, tretinoin, and I believe clindamycin. Those are all topical. I've also tried, all the over-the-counter stuff like the Clean and Clear, and that stuff was across the board pretty much useless for me. So also I think I used a lot of Clinique products too. I think as far as over-the-counter stuff, I think the Clinique stuff kind of tamed my issue the best. So after the topical stuff, my doctor put me on orthotricycline, which is a birth control, but it's also supposed to help with blemishes and breakouts. Again, that did nothing for me whatsoever. So what else did I try? And then we started into antibiotics. And I'm allergic to the penicillins, amoxicillins, all that stuff. So if I were to get sick, I already have narrowed down my options for antibiotics. So I was getting prescribed, I think it was tetracycline, doxycycline, and minocycline. They were prescribing me that. And that helped when I took it for that, I think it was a couple weeks, maybe a month, I can't remember. I would take it on a daily basis. My skin would clear up and it would feel better. But then the second I was done with it, the breakouts just came right back. So, my prescriber at the time, she seemed pretty content with, oh, well, you can just, keep taking the antibiotics. It could be just a chronic issue. And I didn't like that idea because I don't know, I didn't like the idea of taking all these antibiotics that I may need later on for a serious infection. And I'm over here taking them like every other month. So I didn't really care for that. So I decided to go to a dermatologist, and if you are interested in the Accutane treatment, I will say this. I didn't know this at the time, but not every dermatologist's office offers the Accutane treatment because it is the biggest project on the planet to do and to go through and to maintain and to prescribe. So my first dermatologist, I didn't realize, I go and she prescribed me was something else that was topical, even after I asked about Accutane, and, she kind of blew it off, but I ended up finding out that the office didn't even do Accutane, so I had to find another dermatologist. So I got myself in the right place, and, I went through, she knew that I had gone through all these other different kinds of medications, it was very clear that nothing was working, so I was put on the Accutane. And I was on it for 6 months, I believe. And I'm not sure what my highest dose was. I don't know if it was 60 or 80 milligrams a day. I can't quite remember. It was around there. And there were side effects. I know, and the thing about Accutane is you hear both ends of the spectrum. You hear the horror stories, and then, you know, there are a lot of success stories too. So I'm here to offer the success story, obviously. Yeah, so I went on that, and my side effects weren't bad. They said that I might break out more at first and then clear up. That didn't happen to me. I just cleared up. I started clearing up right away. The main side effect is just dry skin, which is where I got my Aquaphor from that I fell in love with so much. My Aquaphor, yay Aquaphor. This got me through 6 months of severely dry lips. So yeah, Accutane is essentially a form of vitamin A, and it alters your sebaceous glands in your skin, and I've heard people say that it technically damages them, but it alters them. And so once you're done with treatment, if all goes well, typically your skin is different. It's not the same texture. It doesn't function the same way as it did before. So yeah, I did that for 6 months. I had the dry skin. I actually had some joint pain and like muscular pain. Like I kind of felt sore, like I was going to the gym a lot, or, you know, I felt a little elderly for a while. But that didn't bother me. I took baths, hot baths. If I needed any, you know, Advil or Tylenol or something, it was never that bad where I was really complaining. And also another concern is, are you being treated for depression? Are you depressed? Because Accutane apparently has been known to cause depression to become more severe. I guess there were cases where some people committed suicide while they were taking Accutane. So for me, I mean, I'm kind of anxious and stuff, so I noticed I was a little bit more sensitive to things. I think it was a lot easier to make me cry then, but I wouldn't say that, you know, I was depressed or anything like that. Maybe just a little sensitive. Other big thing is getting pregnant. No getting pregnant on this medication at all. Big ramifications. If you do, there's, you know, a certain chance that your baby's gonna have some sort of deformity, and so they educate you through this program called iPledge. This is the actual packet that I got. So, iPledge. This is the actual packet that I got. They made me read through this. I had to take a quiz every month to make sure I knew what was in here and what was needed of me. And I also had to, I had a little card that I took to the pharmacy. So after I took the quiz every month, I would go to the pharmacy, have the prescription filled, and they had to check that I had, you know, taken the quiz. So, and they also had to make sure that I was on 2 forms of birth control, no matter what, even if I wasn't active in that area, it didn't matter. At least 2 forms of birth control. So there were just a lot of hoops to jump through, and also every month I had to do blood tests. They checked my liver function, and they did a pregnancy test every month. So, so it was very time-consuming, and you really kind of had to dedicate yourself to this. But for me personally, I had a very good experience with it. I think that the best decision I've made. It's totally changed my skin. I hardly break out now. If I do, it'll be like, you know, one little minor blemish and I can easily get rid of it, not a big deal. I'm not in pain anymore, which is wonderful. So, so yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. I'm not sure if I left any details out. But yeah, so I don't know if you have any questions or comments, whatever. But yeah, so, you know, I mean, definitely if you're having trouble with acne, I mean, definitely try everything you can, over-the-counter products, and start talking to your doctor about it if it's really, really persistent. I had really, really oily skin, and now my skin is dry, so pretty sure that all that oil and grease, especially my scalp too, all of that really contributed to my breakouts. So, so yeah, so I guess that's it for now, and if you have any questions, let me know. And hopefully this helps some of you in making your choice, and of course, definitely talk to your doctor about it. And so that's it. Alright, good luck guys. Bye.